Hey everyone, and welcome to Farming Simulator 25. I'm doing a raw reaction video, and I'm just going to show you guys the game, do some gameplay, show off some of the new features, and yeah, like I said, just give a little playthrough, see what we think about the game. As you can see, we are looking at the menu screen right now with all of the little menu sections right here. So you got career, multiplayer, downloadable content. All this is the same as the old game, and it does look really nice. Even the background looks really pretty. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump in. We have 20 save slots as per usual, and then in here we have the American map, which is Riverbend Springs, I believe. We have the Asian map, which is Hutan Pantai. I believe I'm saying that right. And then we also have, oh lord, Sri Lanka. I hope we're saying that right. That looks right. We also have these different presets here, which I've just now noticed. So we have new farmer, farm manager, start from scratch. We've had those, but check this out. We can actually just give ourselves no more than $1 million, but we can change all this stuff. We used to not be able to do this. So you can change start money, start loan, the economic difficulty. So this is for like grain selling prices and whatnot. And then you also get a chance if you want the starter farm or not. We're just going to keep it on yes. But we don't want an intro tour because we know what we're doing, right? We're experts on this game. And then right here we have our character build section. I've just quickly built mine out so you can see what one would look like. But basically all this is the same as the previous game. You've got the hair, beard, hat styles, shirts, outfits, glasses. Practically the same. But I've gone ahead and built mine out. And then we're just going to go ahead and join into the game. So straight off, the game looks awesome. It looks so gorgeous. I have my graphics on maximum just to kind of give you guys that full experience. And I must say, I'm probably going to leave them on because not only does it look great, but it performs really, really nice on Ultra. So the textures and the lighting graphics have instantly just hit me in the face, and I can say it already looks way better graphically than Farming Simulator 22. And I'm also just noticing over here, we do have a guy we can come talk to. I'm not sure how we do that. And there's the that's the help menu also. Looks very clean. A lot of the stuff looks very nice and neat. And so the first thing we're going to check out is the menus, and wow, that is different. But so apart from this map having tons of details that we'll get to in just a little bit, look at this interface. It looks very, very nice, but it is so different. Not what I'm used to at all. We have the crop types. This is all familiar. And then we get down here and we have some of our new ones: green beans, peas, spinach, and then rice right here. But all this is familiar. We also have the growth stages, the soil composition, the hot spots for the vehicles and implements and whatnot. We also have farmland, which is in this now, so you can't actually just click to buy it anymore. You actually have to come to this section, buy it, which that's a little strange, but it does look nice. We also have our crop calendar, which looks about the same. And I've just now noticed the weather is down here with the crop calendar, so that is also really nice. I'm trying to figure out what this is because I'm seeing sun, seeing rain, snow. I think that is hail, so maybe we'll get a chance to look at that today. We even have our animals. This menu also looks about the same, so as well as contracts. Productions has gotten a bit of an upgrade. The prices and finances looks a whole lot better, I do believe. It looks very neat and organized. And then the settings and help and quit menu are all in this one little section down here. So like I said 100 times, it feels like this is a very nice organized menu, which I can respect. It will take some getting used to, but like the colors, I mean, most of them look about the same. But yeah, this looks really nice. And now probably one of the most requested things I've seen is how the shop looks. And I must say, they've outdone themselves a little bit. It is a little laggy, so we'll go back up to the top. But as you can see, it is very categorized now. So up here at the top, we have drivables, and there are tractors, trucks, cars, bikes, miscellaneous. And then under loaders, we have anything from the skid steers to the front loader, telehandler, forklift, wheel loaders, right? Then trailers. There's a whole different kind of trailers as well. Soil cultivation, seeding, yield improvements, combine and forage harvesting, grassland baling, root crops, vegetables, specialty crops, olives, grapes, animals, forestry, miscellaneous, more objects, and even more hand tools. There's more stuff. There's stuff everywhere. And you might be noticing a recurring theme. I sure am. Look at all the specific categories. This is huge. Something I've been wanting secretly and didn't know I needed. It looks so good. And I'll show it off if I come down here to forestry. You can see it the most. So in the previous game, it would just be forestry equipment. And if you had mods or whatever you had to scroll through the whole section to find something. Well, check this out. Now, there's just wood harvesters, foragers, excavators, excavator tools. Oh, look at this. Tree planters, winches. And you'll find that in every category. So, you see they've even split up olive, grape, or well, I was already like that, but forage mixers, barrels, straw blowers. I mean, look at how neat and organized this is. And I will say this gives a lot of things people can do with, because I know there were some different categories for mods in the previous games, but now people can make and choose categories they want and make it even better. Like, there's some empty slots right here, but this definitely changes a lot, and it saves me from having to scroll through one section to find a single mod, especially like semi-trailers. I used to have to click on trailers and I'd scroll all the way through. I know there's not a lot, but in 22 there's a lot I had. Now I can just come to semi-trailers and I can find it pretty easily, so that is really cool. Also, we have your typical brands at the very top, followed by the packs. We all know what this is. It gives you the basic stuff you need to grow, like grain, vegetables, potatoes, whatnot. We also have the used vehicle market still in, as well as the mods, DLCs, and the bottom menu, which has the animal dealer, wardrobe, construction to buy farmland, and also I think this might be new, but your vehicles you can also look at, which is also how you sell them now. And I don't think there's a better time to transition into the build mode than right now, which also is totally different. As you can see, it's over here now instead of at the bottom of your screen, so that's a little different. You can zoom out extraordinarily far, which I know many of you are going to be happy about. If we just come in here, there's a crap ton of sheds, which I really admire, as well as silos, silo extensions, constructibles, and now this is what you can build, right? So you have to go out and find the supplies or make the supplies from production points, and you can actually build your own house. There's another one right here, or your own sheds, which that is really cool. On top of containers, tools, which I believe is identical to the last game, and then farmhouses. And I must say, Giant Software have absolutely killed it with the American farmhouses this game. Last Farming Simulator was struggling with some base game American farmhouses. They knocked it out of the park in this one. I mean, there's 6 of them that I believe. This one's massive. And there's also, Asian and European houses, but even the mobile home looks good. They've made a mobile home look like a very livable house in Farming Simulator. Well, I say that because if you know what the one in 22 look like, it just looked like a rundown house. This one, it feels warm and welcome. Also, we have factories, selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, and generators. Now, cultivation is so special because this is how you're going to make a rice field. And simply put it, you just come over to the corner of the field. Well, actually, I'll start on this corner, and you just drag it to the next corner, place it, and you do this 3 more times. Well, more depending on what you want. And whenever you get all the corners made, it puts this green line around it. And then check this out. You can change the placement height by bringing it up, ground level, or putting it down. And then you just press finish, and check that out. A field you can grow rice on. Now, I am also going to show a feature that is absolutely mind-boggling to me. It is so cool, and it's under the animal pens. So I will not actually keep this here. I'm just going to use it to show it off. Hopefully it won't delete the field, but if we come in here and we place down the cow pen or animal pen or any pen, do you want to customize the fence for cow pasture? You press yes. Now look at this. You can make this however you want it. I'm just gonna do like a random crazy design. Check this out. Do you want to plant a meadow for cow pasture? Now I'm not actually gonna do it because it would, you know, mess up the mess up the field. It did a little bit already, but that is very, very cool. And you can do that with cows, horses. There's even one for pigs. Well, I think that's one for pigs. Probably not though. And chickens might have it. Nope. Okay, well, maybe it's just horses and cows then. Also, fences are completely different. There's a whole load of new fences. Most of them look pretty good. Some are not as great. And you'll also find lights and some other decoration in here, as well as sculpting and landscaping. Now, I must say, they've outdone themselves with this feature. You can actually paint different grass heights now, which has been a mod in 22 that I have used, but never before have you just been able to just do that. And I must just say, that is so awesome. And also, the settings are mostly the same. You will find practically everything that you normally do in the old game, just the layout's a little bit different. But now it's time to show off some of these tractors. So one thing that I've noticed is tractors and the models for vehicles have just significantly improved, from the textures to just how the model looks. And we will definitely get into some more stuff later. But from the sounds to how the vehicle performs, they even drive more realistically now, which I know is something that a lot of people have been requesting, is better driving physics. You can almost tell that the tractor is heavy now, that is so awesome. It's kind of hard to explain that, so you're just gonna have to kind of get out there and drive it around for yourself. But we do have some wheat to harvest, so I will go get the trailer quickly because I believe it is somewhere. Found it. Okay, here it is. And so now we're just gonna show some gameplay, mess around with the game, because like I said, this is my first time just kind of giving it a playthrough. I did kind of look at the settings and the menus before, and I have seen some stuff online, you know, on the game. But this is my first time playing it, and I can say that even the controls are all the same. The sounds are so much better, by the way. Plenty of new sounds everywhere. The whole ambience of the game is so awesome. There's even a sound when you run on asphalt now with your tractors and whatnot, and the difference between gravel and asphalt, it's you just kind of have to get in and check it out yourself, because you could listen to me talk about it all day, but you never really understand it till you give it a go. And so we are simply gonna start this combine up. I am gonna turn on the straw swath, however, because there's something really cool you're gonna have to see. And well, here it is. This is combining. I must say, it just feels super nice. The textures in the crops and just the particle effect just feels so much more defined than Farming Simulator 22. It feels so real. And also, if I zoom out a little bit, you can probably see the ground deformation happening under the combine, but we will get to that in just a little bit. And as I reach the end of the row, I'm going to turn this combine off. And the reason that I wanted to leave the straw swath down is for this right here. So check this out. Whenever you run over straw or hay or silage, or not silage, chaff, whenever it's in a bunker, any fill top like this, when you run over it, will actually dig into it and create ruts in the straw swath. Look at how good that looks. Gone are the days of just invisible tire tracks, you know, whenever you run over stuff like that. So that just looks so good. Get out of here, tree. I hate that. Wish they changed that, but trees still get in the way. And so now, as I get to the end of the field, I have two things that I want to look at that I have not actually seen a whole lot about yet, and that is the helper and the GPS. I'm not sure if this combine has it. I guess it does. It says menu. So if we just hold down this, okay, so as you can see, we have the worker right here, and we also have steering assist, which I'm assuming is GPS. We'll look at this in a second. I really want to see how the worker is going to do, and all that looks pretty good. I am going to turn headlands off though, so he will only do up and down. And now I'm going to leave it here for a second and see what he does, because I'm not totally sure as of what he's doing. Oh, well, he's doing that because I told him to, so that's completely my fault. But I'll leave him to do that, or until he gets full. And I must say, from the stuff I've seen, the new workers are way better with what they do. They seem like they actually have some years of experience behind them. And I am actually going to buy a tractor really quick just to kind of see where the shop goes and to kind of show off the shop menu and selection. So here are the license plate. I'm actually going to take it off, but this is what the store looks like now. It looks very nice. I noticed that it really does show off every little part of the tractor now. It goes right beside it when you move the camera around. I'm just going to throw some American row crop tires on it, probably something like that. Man, I'm just going to buy this and take a look at it. I'm just going to kind of drive around. We're going to look at everything for a second on our way back to the farm. And I'm not sure if you can see that up the road because I didn't really get here in time, but that was a school bus, which leads me to the next thing I'm going to talk about. The traffic in this game is absolutely an upgrade. There are plenty of custom vehicles like the school bus, and I've even seen like a UPS truck or a mail truck, whatever you want to call them. They're all a whole lot smarter. Well, I say that. I believe that school bus has gone around that same parking lot twice. The AI traffic is a lot smarter. It will just pass you if you're going too slow in the lane. It'll just drive around you, that is really neat. They won't cause a giant traffic jam anymore as far as I'm concerned. And well, there you go. He tried to pass me. I'm not really sure what just happened though. And look at that, school buses even stop at the railroad crossing. And just look at that. I can't get over how cool that is, man. That is so cool. Feels like we've been seeing the same 4 cars and trucks on the road for about 7-8 years now in Farming Simulator, so that's a very nice step in the right direction. And we're actually going to hook this tractor up to the drill. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go to steering assist. It is kind of messed up right there because of the field. Little cow pasture we made right there, made a little indentation. So that's really cool to see that the field will automatically kind of change course with something you affect with it. Haven't really seen anybody talk about that, so I'm glad I kind of did that because that's not really field anymore, it's just ground, so it'll work its way around that. That is really cool. However, everything else is about the same. You got the working width of your implement, which it will automatically find most of the time. You can change your number of headlands with this, same thing. Work direction, this is just what way you'll work in the field, like the angle, as you can see. And then that's just like the line offset, so it's how far off you will travel on the line. And then obviously show GPS lines. We're going to leave it on to show you what it looks like. And as you can see, they show up. And you can just turn it on. We'll drop the drill down, turn it on. And so you actually have to lift the drill up and down and turn it on. And I can actually set it on cruise control, but I have to throttle it up and down. The only thing GPS is doing is setting my tractor to go straight. I cannot turn it or it will automatically turn it off the line. But the good thing is you can just press the wheel one time and then press a button and it'll go out and then back into the GPS line. And then when you get near the end, as you just heard, you can turn it off, pick your tool up. That was a little early. And you don't have to go in any order. You can do like I do, and you can even skip a line. Just go right there, drop your drill back down. Check that out. Also, I think this will be a very good time to mention, just look how good this looks. The little gauge wheels are actually cutting into the ground and following the cutting discs. It's all lined up perfectly. And if you look behind my tires, it's kind of hard to see in the plow furrows, but ground deformation is 100% happening, and we're going to cover that in just a little bit. I also am not sure how much we will get to see it today, but as you can see, there's mud kicking up on the tires already, which is really neat. I really just hope it rains so that we can show off the mud, but that is really cool. And so now it's time to show off ground deformation a little bit. As you can see, wherever I drive with this tractor, we'll just dig straight into the ground. Gone are the days of just a flat texture on the ground that's meant to look 3D, because this soil is actually 3D. These are actual bumps, and as you can see, whenever I drive over it, that's bumpy. And, well, actually, there's mud all over the tires right now. Check that out. And as you can hear, the trailer's bouncing around. There's tons of new sound effects. Just look how good that looks. This isn't the heaviest tractor, so it's not digging in super deep, but the heavier the machine is, definitely matters. And tracks really do matter a lot now also, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But as you can see, just digs right into the ground. And there's mud on the tires, as you can see also. Just kind of cakes on there. And then check this out. you can actually push these pressure washers around now, and it's kind of going haywire in these ruts of the field, or the plow furrows, but you can hop out and you can use this. And this is also a good time to show off the wet vehicle effect. So I'm just gonna wash this tractor off because no rain in the forecast for a little bit, so we're gonna have to improvise. This can happen to any vehicle, and let's just assume the pressure washer is it raining. I'm actually gonna turn the tractor off, but as you can see, tractor's definitely wet. If I bend down here, you can actually see the little water droplets all over the tires and all over the vehicle, which that is awesome. You can really see it on the chrome there. You see the little water specks. So anytime it rains, your tractor will get wet, and this changes a lot of things. Mud will become way easier to stick to your tires. Your tractor will get way too dirty, way too fast. And I must say, it looks super good. Such a needed feature. And then even something like the dual tires on the Challenger, you can see it digs in, but it kind of spreads the weight out a little more evenly with dual tires. And this is also a good time to show you that speed definitely changes things. So we're going to start right here, and we're just going to floor it. Now what you will see is, yeah, there's some tire marks, but the faster I get, the less it's going to dig in. Now if I turn around and go back the same way, well, go back right beside it, but I go really slow, look at that. It digs in way more because the weight has more time to sink down. If you're just flying through there, it's not really going to dig into the soil like it will if you're going slower. So speed matters. What kind of tire you have matters. I just think that's so neat. And also, ground deformation is everywhere. It isn't only in just the fields, it's all over the whole map. And now I have probably the biggest tractor in the game with tracks to show you what I was talking about from earlier. As you can see, yeah, the tractor, you know, it does dig in a little bit, but it just kind of rides on top of the soil, which I guess just like in real life, tires do not actually dig into the soil. They just kind of, or the track, sorry, they just kind of ride along top. And while, yeah, there is a little deformation, see how it just kind of goes over the furrows? It doesn't just dig it all the way down. While the tires, on the other hand, just push all the way down through the soil. So this actually means now that the type of tires you have on your tractor matters. And that depends on season, weather effects, and conditions. Everything matters now, and I really like to see that. And to demonstrate even further, I have brought a ginormous plow, and I'm going to demonstrate plowing really quickly. Keep telling myself this is just a tutorial world and not an actual game, because I'd be livid if I just ran through my crops like that. However, we're going to set the plow down, and I know this is an absolutely ginormous plow. I think it's worth showing something that I find an absolutely awesome feature. So now that we've plowed up a little bit, if I walk back here to the back of the plow, check this out. There's actually a furrow now. Look at that. Which means that if I didn't have a giant tractor with a 30-something bottom plow or something like that, I could actually put my tire in the furrow and drive along and plow just like real life. Like I said earlier, gone are the days of textures, because this is 100% 3D ground, and it looks astonishing. And also, whenever you take something like a drill and you can just drill over the ground deformation, as you can see I already drove through here, and it just simply just resets it. So that is something that many of you, I'm sure, are very curious about. But we have GPS rolling on this, and if you can't tell by what this is from the pump on the side of the field and the fact that we are a little bit lower than the ground normally, this is a rice field, and we're going to test out the rice. I am going to put a little bit in the field before we actually test some rice out. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is actually flooding the fields, because I'm really curious. So I'm just going to plant a few passes because I would like to leave some of the field just open for when we flood it. Actually, I think just 2 passes will hopefully be enough. And so now I'm just going to turn the time on, and hopefully we can watch this stuff grow. And also, now that we've got the time on 360 and it is getting darker, I will actually show off the lights on the tractors because they're a whole lot better than you'd probably expect. Honestly, they look really good. They have completely overdone it. I'd like to see some fog in the game, but I mean, it is a little hazy outside. This new weather, man, they've done a really good job. Actually, there's something new right there. Hang on one second. Well, if this doesn't give a good look at hail, I don't know what will. Yeah, so this is hail. But we'll use that as a good example. If you look really closely, you can see the hail bouncing off the ground whenever it lands. And this stuff is just like snow. Whenever it like comes down, it hits the ground and sinks into a little snow. It hits the ground and melts to the ground. Some of this is, but most of it is just kind of bouncing off the ground. And hail is one of the new features in weather, along with tornadoes. And rain is now differentiated from just thunderstorms. So driving in the hail is probably not the best idea, because this leads me to another brand new feature. Tractors and implements. Well, hang on, I'm actually going to turn this off. And so now that it is nighttime, look at how the lights are just actually illuminating everything. You can see through the particles of grass. You can see the fog in the air and the particles. It looks really, really good. You can even see the night sky and the stars. Never mind. Those are clouds. And now that the sun is up and it is a new day, as you can see, we have some rice right here. And I didn't plant a bunch because there's something you guys are going to want to check out. This is a rice field. And you saw me put it down. And so after you get, well, this is long grain rice. So this is like American rice that you plant with a drill. After you come up, well, after you plant it, you come up to this pump, which, as you can see, tells you the acres of the field, what rice is in it, the field number, and everything. But check this out. Water level too low. Flood the field to avoid crop damage. And by pressing flood, well, it does exactly what you think it would. Now, this isn't the cool part. The cool part, and this is why I also added some ruts so you can see, the cool part is watching the field flood, because it doesn't just happen automatically. No, it happens in real time and you can watch it rise. So we're actually going to set it to about 120, and look at this. The field around me is filling with muddy water, going from the deepest point in the field to, well, what I would consider more the higher. But check this out. The rice saplings are growing and there's water. Now, here's what's absolutely awesome. If we take a tractor, we can drive into this stuff and look what happens to our vehicle. So not only does the water look super good, splashing up everywhere, as you can see, my tires are already soaking wet. You can see the mud down in the water, and it's just pushing a wake around me, but look at the splash up behind the tires. Look at how nice that is. And if you come to a stop, water just keeps going. And then obviously you get some muddy ground deformation underneath the water level, which just adds to it. I'm going to keep driving around, I'll get a bit more, try to get some more mud caked up all over my tires so you can see about what it looks like. And as you can see, I am very muddy. There's mud caked up all over my tires, and it will take some time for your tires to dry off, and you can actually just drive the mud off. So like the more you drive, the more the mud will wash off. So that is basically all the physical features in the game covered, between rice, ground deformation, the vehicles passing, I have not seen a whole lot of fog or cloud shadows, which is just, where it kind of gets darker as the clouds move past you. I think you might have seen it once or twice, maybe. Seeing the difference in hand tools and how you can actually hold them, move pressure washers around. Oh, there's a cloud shadow right there. Oh, there it is again. Look at that. And like I said, construction menu, harvesting, we've covered a lot of everything. But before I end this first look, I actually am kind of curious. I would like to see some of the weather in the game. Now, I am aware that snowing is a little hard to get on the horn because for some reason it just never wants to snow. And so here is fall. We've seen a little bit of summer and what that looks like. I'll slow down the time one more time. because as you can see, it is raining now. So now all the vehicles are going to get wet. Everything will get wet now. Well, unless it's sheltered, as you can see. But I believe as soon as you take it out from the shelter, it will start to get wet. We're going to test that theory right now and see. And I can actually see in real time that the tractor is getting wet slowly, as you can see. And even when you come out here to the road, look at the road with all the puddles in it. And even in the fall, there's some leaves all over the road too, which, I mean, come on, look at that. And also, the trees get wet, or what looks like to be wet. And so in the fall, we've been used to the trees turning different colors. I'm not sure why that sign's like the way it is, but we've been used to the different colored trees and whatnot. But as you can see, all around me, the grass is dying, and so are all the bushes and shrubbery. The grass dying, we have not really ever seen unless you're a PC player for Farming Simulator 22. And maybe there was like a DLC or something. I'm not totally sure in the previous game. But this is basically the first time we've seen seasonal foliage to everybody. And I must say, it does look really, really good. As well as the corn texture, by the way. Just now noticing that. Looks really nice. But I actually am going to head back out to the main highway, because I would love to see if I can get a car to actually pass me this time instead of just bailing out and turning. Definitely seems like there's a lot of kids in school right now. I'm not sure why that is. But with me just driving around, you can just see how alive and how realistic the whole world looks. The environment looks great. Oh, speak of the devil. There's one of them mail delivery trucks, or package trucks. Everything just feels so alive and realistic. It just, oh, there's a car right there. Let's see if we can get it to pass us. I am just going to kind of go slow. Might even just stop in the road, see if it'll go around us. Come on now, car. You did it earlier, why can't you do it right now? Well, looks like everybody decided to turn off this road. Except for that car. Okay, never mind. So yeah, guys, that is my first look. I knew some things already. I was trying to show off some of the features, but this is my first look at the game. I think it looks gorgeous, stunning. The visuals are amazing. The new features are to die for. I'm going to be very excited when mods come out and we can actually start doing some series and let's plays on this thing, because right now it is lacking, like I said. But this game is going to get a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Awesome work from Giants. They finally sort of listened to the community, and I don't really care what other people will say. This is looking to be the best farming simulator they've ever released. Well, in terms of what they can do, because as you can see, they have stepped up their game like I never thought they would. I had high hopes for this game, and it definitely makes me feel better. Like, I can sleep at night now knowing that we've received this instead of just a Farming Simulator 22.5. I know some people will say this game seems a little too familiar. Well, it's Farming Simulator. You know, I'm kind of glad that this game is still in it feels familiar to 22, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not just a completely new game. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, or well, this video. I hope all of you enjoyed, and I hope all of you are satisfied as I am with the new features, because this game, it just blows me away. It looks really good. I hope many of you will get the same experience as I am and can play this game at some point, or watch some other people play it, because there are plenty of other features that I have not yet got to, and I might in another video, like tornadoes, snow, wintertime. And I'm actually going to start playing this now, so you'll see some videos on this game very soon. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.